Hello. I think I've also bitten off more than I can chew, but I will try speed through while also getting the message across. So yes, I've been introduced. I'm Eliza. I'm a sports dietitian. Um, First time Roto soloist. So this is going to be interesting to put all my everything. I've been giving plans for a few years to Roto soloist, and I've done a duo and a few teams, but this is a bit scary because now I'm telling everyone I'm doing it. So if I'm throwing up, that's not a good look. So we're going to go through a few things. So firstly, why and potential signs of underfueling, because as we know, the load really increases and sometimes we don't realize how much we're doing when everyone has jobs, everyone has busy lives. So trying to fit in our food is really important to minimize gaining any underfueling signs that might pop up that might impede our performance. Carb loading, this was a bit more skewed to soloists, but we're going to it will be applicable for everyone for sure. So let's get into it. So the why. There's a lot of reasons our body functions. A lot of things use energy in our body. First, most of the energy we burn at rest is just to keep you alive. That's all of your basic functions, all of your basic systems, your digestive system, your immune system, your heart, lungs, everything important, hormones. So we have to make sure we're eating enough to cover that first. It takes energy to digest food. To break it down, takes energy to walk around. If you have an active job, that uses energy. If you sit down, still uses a bit. And then also you're training on top of that. And swimming is a very high load, so that can add a lot more. And it can change from day to day. So if we get it right, it can boost our performance. It provides us fuel to train harder, longer, and with more intensity. Our muscles run off glucose, which comes from carbs. So we need to have carbs available for our muscles to grab and use to convert to energy and perform better for longer. Sport. So we have to feed it, not only give it fuel to start the session well, but also we break down our muscles as we go. So we have to give it fuel through protein and carbs after to help it build and grow and get the adaptions. I'll kind of go over all this as we go through. So I'll just quickly buzz through. Improves concentration, focus. Our brain runs off glucose solely. So that's why sometimes if we go too long without food, we can get a bit confused, a bit hangry. Starving but can't decide what to eat. That's because our brain is like, oi, give me some food. Reduces fatigue and dizziness, same thing. If we want to make sure we're eating enough so that not only our muscles are performing well, but also our brain is too, and that's to do with hydration also. Improves recovery and supports overall health. So maintaining energy availability, which is crucial for healthy hormones, menstrual function, immune health, every system basically. So I like to emphasize this, training does not work without fuel. So this is what's going to get you the day-to-day nutrition. We'll talk about in and around training, but just overall eating enough throughout the day, that's going to get you the longest. And make sure you're there, you're not crawling there. You actually feel pretty good because you can feel pretty good with all this training. So little tips, try to be prepared, eat regular meals and snacks over the day. Just add, what can I add to this? Can I add something to my snack? Can I add something to my main meal? Am I getting starving? Am I hungry all the time? Am I thinking about food all the time? Stay hydrated and monitor for signs of underfueling. This is very broad because I wanted to talk mainly about in and around training today. So this is just a taster of everyday fuel, but I didn't want to go without it. So signs of underfueling. Our body, like I said before, everything that our body uses for energy, if we're not matching that over a longer period of time with our food and drink, our body prioritizes movement. So you're still going to training, so therefore you're still using energy. Then you're still walking around, that uses energy. Whatever's left, that's for your basic functions. So it's like your body's built for survival. You're going to keep going, but it's like your body is functioning on low power mode. And after a while, these things can show up. So you could find you're fine in training, but then you want to fall asleep all day. I get a lot of adolescents, athletes with that problem. And changes in mood and sleep, again, increased injuries. So our body's not repairing. We're not eating enough to our body to repair and grow and adapt. Getting injured frequently or trouble recovering, so it takes longer than normal. Same with sickness, digestive issues, which is counterproductive. People think sometimes they get a tummy issue and they're like, oh, okay, I won't eat. But sometimes it's you're not eating enough. So that makes it a bit hard. In females, changes in your menstrual cycle, and also in males, low testosterone and declining performance and enjoyment. So you can just feel a bit low, which is okay sometimes, but if it's happening all day, every day, that's when we need to check in. So my main message there is have regular check-ins with yourself. So assess. You are all athletes. I think some people go, nah, I'm not an athlete, but you are. You're training every day, sometimes twice a day. So have a check-in with yourself. Am I going into my session with energy? How did I perform in the session? How do I feel after? How do I feel through work? It's important. And then get support as needed. So we want to make sure then we're fueling our training. Again, I'm just going to talk about within all of this we kind of covered, but I'm more talking about event day. So pre-training, go in well fueled, energy available for your muscles to grab and use to have an efficient session, and go in well hydrated. It's hard to come back from dehydration. During, depends on the distance and also the intensity, potentially adding in your intra fuel. So within training, that is also training your gut to be able to tolerate the amount of carbs coming in, and also so it knows what to do. You don't eat very much carbs or you don't have carbs in your training sessions, and then you expect to down a few gels on race day, it does not go well. I've had a lot of people come in with that issue, and I'm like, not good. Perfect opportunities to practice is training. Every single training session is an opportunity to practice for race day, and finding what works best for you. So I thought I'd start at the start. So this is more going into race fueling. So has anyone heard of carbohydrate loading? Yep. Everyone's like, just eat a bowl of pasta the night before. It's a bit more than that. So carbohydrate loading, it's a technique, especially for any event over, well, it can be beneficial over 2 hours, but definitely over 4 hours. So soloists, this can really help benefit you. Our muscles use glucose. Our muscles also store glucose as glycogen, and that lasts about 90 minutes. So if we're thinking we're swimming for 6+ hours, we're going to eating an increased amount of carbs a few days before basically tops up those stores, that hypersaturates them, gives you a bit of a fuel bank. So yeah, the goal is to optimize muscle glycogen stores before endurance events, helps delay fatigue, enhance performance, and improves recovery. How? It's 8 to 12 grams per kilogram body weight. So that is a lot of carbohydrates. It is more than what most people eat in a day. So 1 to 3 days before. Soloists, it kind of definitely 24 hours. There is some benefit to 2 days before. 3 days, just test it and see if that works for you. It's like you can, if you want to do it. So, but to get an idea, so it is an increased amount of carbs. We're not just going to eat a normal diet and then add all of these carbs. You're going to feel pretty uncomfortable. So it's kind of the opposite to everyday healthy eating. You want low fiber, you want white, you want to drink carbs. You can't just have it. You can have it with whole foods, but you're going to feel pretty gross. I'll show you an example in the next slide. So spread it out over the day. Don't just save it to dinner. Focus on low fiber, include liquid-based carbs. That also just improves, so you're not getting so full. And then trial it, trial. Because again, if your body doesn't know what to do with it, and then we try it new on race day, it does not go well. Trial everything. If it's before the 10K, again, 10K is it's an event. So I would even practice it before the 10K before putting it into place on the 10K. So common foods, white bread, crumpets, English muffins, white rice. Actually, I'll just show you on the next slide. So example, 80 kilogram athlete, 800 grams of carbohydrates. So it's 4 crumpets with jam and honey, banana, morning tea is a smoothie, and half a packet of lollies. Lunch is a meal with 3 cups of rice. I'll keep going. So rice also, fun fact is rice tends to sit a bit better than heavy carbohydrates, heavy pasta. So if you struggle to get this in, rice is your best friend and liquid. Jam sandwich, half a packet of lollies, meal again with 3 cups of rice, and then supper is ice cream plus 3 litres a day for 3 days before. Or you can have 21.5 cups of pasta if you want. So that's examples. Is anyone scared or are they excited about that? excited, yeah. I get mixed opinions. So the next one, so now we're thinking about pre-training, like carbs, pre-training, like our carbohydrate loading, you need to test it and trial it. Same with pre-training. We think, what's our goals? We need to go into the session with energy and hydrated because that's what we're going to be using throughout. So we think carbs and fluid. The timing depends on the how close to training. I know you get up really early, but I can always find something for someone to eat at any time of day. And what the trick is there is start small and build up. Your gut's really adaptable. It does learn to tolerate it. So you could start with, okay, you could leave here and go, okay, Eliza said to have an up and go before training, and you have an up and go 5 minutes, hop in the pool, does a high intensity session and throws up. I'm not getting callbacks. But I would start small. You can start with one date, then increase to 2 dates. I have people start with half a banana. I also have people start that have iron guts and can eat a full meal and go for a swim, go for a run. They're good. That's good. I like when those clients come in. That's easy. But again, so trialing in training is practice for race day. So your longer sessions on the weekend, if you start a bit later, that's a really good opportunity to practice the timing because it's very individual. It's not a I can or I can't. It's a how much and a when kind of thing. So 2 to 4 hours before, we want a meal. You can tolerate a meal. Still focus on carbs. The things that are going to sit in your stomach and potentially cause gut upset is high fat and high fiber because they take long to digest. If we're thinking pre-training, you don't want a slow digestion. You want quick and you want the energy from it. So we can bring all that beautiful, beautiful foods in after, but before you don't want it sitting in your stomach. So 2 to 4 hours before you can have a meal. Depends what time we start. What time do we start in the morning for Rotto? That's 5:45. Okay, so you're getting off bed. Nah, so this is also why it's important. So the carb loading, that gives you a good energy bank. So the morning of, if you're super nervous and you don't think you're going to get anything down, it's okay. You've stocked up your energy and you're going to start fueling throughout the swim. So you put your mind at ease. I've done my best. Something's better than nothing. Even if you have a little bit of juice or something or some sports drink, that's something's better than nothing. So start small and build up. Your gut can be trained. That's the only photo I could find. So this could look like any of these things. I have people that like savory, people that like sweet. So 2 hours before, oh, whoops. Read between the lines. So 2 hours before, have a familiar meal. Can you wake up, get down some Wheat Bix? And then when you get to the beach, can you have a top-up primer, which is just quick energy, could be a gel, could be some lollies, could be a banana, just before you go to make sure you're ready. During, depends on the time. So like before, what do we want? We want energy and we want hydration throughout. Same thing. Your muscles are using energy as you go. So for you to keep going at the same intensity and start and finish your sessions and also your swim, okay, you have to eat basically. That is a make or break of the day. So eating is number one. Train your gut, find what works for you. The timing and the quantity, start small, build up. Training is a great opportunity. Again, I think I've said that a few times. So the longer we go, the more we need. The carbohydrate types. So if we think 4+ hours, anywhere between 60, 90, 110. Andy Donaldson, he has the marathon swimmer, he has 100 grams. The Tour de France guy's getting 150 grams of carbs per hour. Well, you can do it, but start small and build up. The multiple transportable carbohydrates basically is you have a certain amount of transporters. Like this is like a glucose transporter. This is a fructose. If you just have glucose, you're only using up some highways. If you have fructose, you're opening up more highways. So you're getting more energy, okay? To be able to, because otherwise, if you just have one type of carbohydrate or just glucose, you fill up those, the rest stays in your stomach. That can cause. So having a variety of food. But the good news is most gel these days, it has glucose, fructose, table sugar is 50-50. Our fruit purees, they also have both. So you don't have to worry unless you had a weird sports nutrition product that is like just glucose, which they do. So just monitor what you're buying. Hydration, you are still sweating even though you're in water, so it's really important to stay on top of it. A good goal is around 500 to 750 mils per hour. You can estimate your sweat rate. Everyone has a very individual sweat rate. You can estimate that by weighing yourself before and after a session, and then take into consideration what you've drank through the session. And then that gives you a good idea of your sweat rate. Race conditions, practice, I'll go on to that in a second. And then sodium replacement. So it's really beneficial to have a sodium, like an electrolyte or a carb drink mix, because you're losing sodium through your sweat. And it's a long day and you're in the heat and the sun. On the other side of that, some people really struggle with the cold. So it can be beneficial to also have warm drinks mixed in there, which I'll talk about as well. I'll try to speed through. So a good goal for feed options, which I'll talk about teams and duos in a second. Carb goal, I would say I put all my athletes on 80 to 90 grams of carbs per hour. But you have to work up there, but that's what you can get to, and you just feel better. And then 500 to a litre, depending on your own sweat rate per hour. Feed timings, depends on what you're comfortable. I would not, if you're a soloist, I would not go more than 30 minutes without getting something in. It also helps with keeping you warm. And the more, so we said before, it takes energy to digest food. That creates heat in your body. So that can really help you stay warm. People, depending on the feeding times, it's very individual. I get a lot of 20 and 15, 20 and 30. Not many people want to stop 15, but if you're really efficient at stopping and getting it down, if you can do it within 10, 15 seconds, then there's no reason why you can't get it down, keep going, get down, keep going. You just need practice. Feed technique, what are you going to use? So you can't touch the boat, no touching the boat. So how are you going to get it? You can have a paddler chuck it at you, and if you have a good catch, don't drop anything and leave rubbish in the ocean, everyone. Chuck it back to your paddler, practice that. Put it on a pole. I've seen tying a cup to a leash, like a dog leash, to a cup. So they hand it to you, but you can just down it and then chuck it, and then they can put it all back in. So once you decide on those, that can help your feed plan. So if your carb goal is 90 grams per hour. So carb goal is 90 and your fluid goal is 60. That means you're stopping every 20 minutes and having around 200 ml of fluid. Okay, so every feed has to be made up to 200 ml and have 30 grams of carbs. And that's an easy way to do it. What that is, there's a lot of options and everyone's very individual. Just keep in mind when you're practicing, you're saying, I want to just use whole foods. And I'm like, that's fair enough. You can do that, but you're also in the ocean and can get really bad, the weather. So liquid is really beneficial and really helpful. You can have sandwiches. That's the good thing with the teams and the fours is you're hopping on the boat. So taking a lot of food for the day and taking a lot of options, because you might get taste fatigue and you might go, nah, I do not want to look at another gel. I don't want to look at another jam sandwich. I want salty. I get less people go, I want salty. Most people want sweet because of obvious reasons. But yeah, trying a few different things. Don't lock yourself onto one thing. Also, you will get taste fatigue. So make sure you have a bunch of different options sit well in your stomach and you like the taste of. So if you had those 3 different feeds, I would have 3 different flavors. I would have a gel and water on one. You can also mix them together. And then I would have your tropical smash fruit sachet, which I actually really like. And they're on sale at the moment, actually. And then I would have my carb drink mix, which is basically a fancy sports drink with a higher dose of carbs and electrolytes. But just read the packet. Go to Coles and Woolies. I mean, these guys aren't at Coles and Woolies. They're at like bike shops, Rebel Sport, running shops, online. Aid Station is really good. It's like sports nutrition mecca. I should have put that on a slide. Other people like to make a mash of things. So they blend creamed rice and they heat it up. People love doing that. You can blend and make smoothies, get creative, find what's right for you. Hot Milo, hot ginger juice. So yeah, can you get it in 15 to 30 seconds? We don't want to be stopping for more than a minute because that will also make you cold. This one, I tried to get this one in. I feel like it's been a targeted ad that keeps popping up, but it's Andy Dodson who does a backstroke, and he just swims the side of the boat, and then he does one backstroke, grabs it, and he keeps going. And I'm like, damn, that's impressive. So I don't think maybe you might see me doing that. Maybe I'll practice it. But finding what's right for you. So that's a cup and leash method. You can also get these little pop tops and make them all up and then label them to keep it easy for your crew. You can get soft flasks. You can get water bottles this is touchscreen. Water bottle, and then you can even just get a cheap water bottle and put lines on it. Find what's right. Recovery, we've broken down our muscles, so we've got to repair that. We want protein. We have used that energy stores. We want carbohydrates, and we've also sweated. We want fluid. So protein, carbs, fluid within the first hour. Prioritize. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on and a lot of celebrations. You will thank yourself if you just eat something before you celebrate. Please have a snack. There's normally food at the end as well. So grab something with carbs, protein, grab a chalky milk, grab a banana. Just get a snack in if you can within the first hour, and if you can get a meal in within 3 to 4 hours. And then you can also, you can recover well and celebrate. And the other thing is there's also been a lot of research into not hijacking, speeding up recovery. We'll go with that, by having doing a carbohydrate load the day after as well. Because even if you eat all throughout, you're still ending on a negative. You are doing a big thing. You're doing a really cool thing. You're putting your body under a lot of stress. So doing a carb load the day after, not many people want to do it, but it does help recovery. Caffeine, I think I'm going really over. Okay. So caffeine you can use, again, practice it, test out the dose and the timings. So you want to take it about 30 to 90 minutes before you want the effect. Again, practice. Yep. Skip through it. You'll get these slides. Race day prep, get organized, label everything, brief your support crew and your paddler, practice, finish all finish all your food stops. You're not going to want the last gel or the last feed, but have it. That's looking to your recovery. Warm liquids if necessary. Troubleshooting, if you're feeling nauseous or vomiting, practice with seasick tablets before. Don't have the first time you have seasick tablets the day before, so practice that as well. Train your gut so not only train your body, but train your gut in different conditions. Try multiple options and have a backup plan. So if you're not getting anything down, you can even swirl a bit of like a gel or something in your mouth and spit it out. That tricks your brain into thinking that there's energy available. So if you can't swallow it, just swirl in your mouth, spit it out. Something's better than nothing. Challenging conditions, yeah. Think when you're choosing your feeds, think, can I have this if the weather turns bad? Can I still get it down? Getting cold, you can speed up if you start on 30-minute feeds, you can just make it be adaptable, make it shorter. Have warm feeds, and also potentially assess your body fat percentage. I would be doing that now if you really struggle with the cold, because that is a warmth layer. Clumsy paddler hands. Practice with your paddler. That can also, again, yeah, can get a bit grumpy. So, but they shouldn't take it personally. You're doing the cool thing. And then the last thing there, which I was going to touch on, is gut-brain connection. If you're nervous, your gut is connected to your brain really strongly. So if you're nervous, the best example of that is nervous poos. You don't want to go to the Portaloos before a roto swim. So if you're really nervous and you feel like you can't get anything down, just try drink something. So just try drink a little bit and practice. Adapt and overcome. That's really dramatic for my last point. So fuel your feeds, practice what feels best for you, be organized and have fun. And if you need personalized help, we do plans. We see a lot of soloists. So I'm at Nutrition Works at HBC, and then also WA Sports Med. You can send me an email, or there's our Instagrams. And yeah, thank you.